Let's talk about cars. My name is Asha and I am currently on a really long solo road trip around North America with a midpoint in Alaska in my Subaru Forester XT Sports with manual transmission from 2008. I get so many questions at campgrounds from people in RVs or vans why I decided to convert a fairly small SUV into a camper and live and travel in it for 4 or 5 months. I'm currently at Glacier National Park, going to drive one of the prettiest highways in the world, and decided that I will record this video, answer all those questions, and show you the views. I feel that maybe some of you will find it inspiring or encouraging that it's possible to convert a fairly small car and go for an adventure or just simply go and explore the world. So let's go. Well, I wasn't aware that this road is unpaved. There's dust everywhere. So right now I'm stuck behind the car, which makes the road wet. And I'm waiting with recording this video because the car is really loud on an unpaved road. So hopefully asphalt will appear soon. Asphalt! Let's talk about my car. If you watched my previous videos, you already know that it's really important for me to stay incognito. This car lets me fly under the radar. I don't have anything on the roof. I don't have any stickers, nothing like that. The only thing that indicates that I am traveling is my out-of-state plate. But besides that, it's not an RV which screams, I'm a tourist. And here's my hike. So I'm going for a hike right now, which is pretty short. It's like 4 miles long. There are many people here, so I'm not worried at all about bears. I will still take my bear spray and a bear bell. For now, I can lock it, and I have my water. So let's go for a hike. This car basically lets me go wherever I want. It's high clearance, all-wheel drive, and really powerful engine. It's an older SUV, so it's also pretty light, which means that you can feel the power. And I can go backcountry camping in it easily. I wouldn't probably drive on sand dunes like a proper overlanding rig, but most overlanding rigs cannot drive as fast as the speed limits let them. So for me, it's a win-win. Look how beautiful it is here. Isn't this place beautiful? It's like unreal. It's really difficult to
believe that places like this exist. There is a reason why old Subarus are so popular in regions with mountains. Oregon, Washington, Colorado, Wanaka, New Zealand, you name it. Those cars are indestructible. Those cars are reliable. Those cars are all-wheel drive. They were made to be driven. If they're not eaten by rust, and that's unfortunately a case on the East Coast, mostly on the East Coast, you can drive them forever, and they want to be driven. I also own an old Subaru Impreza GT from '96, and that car is glued to the road. That car can easily take any other car, and I can honestly say that it's faster than most of the modern cars. And of course, I'm talking about German highways because the car is in Europe, so I'm talking about German highways. Both my cars are manuals. Why manuals? Because I think that driving is an art. I don't see driving as a way of transportation only. I love driving. I think the best while driving. I process things the best while I drive. And I think that stick gives you that feeling of being united, in union with your car. You have the car is more responsive, of course. The car reacts faster. The car is a part of you, and you are a part of the car. And the old Subaru Foresters also have a soul. I am not a big fan of modern cars. I'm not a big fan of computers and cars which tell you what to do, where to turn, brake instead of you. I think that we are capable as human beings of being aware of the situation on the road, and we are capable of driving cars. So I don't think that we need all those extra lights and etc. Of course, this is only my opinion, and I think that old things and old cars and in general old buildings, old structures or old tables, they have a soul. So that's why I drive manual. I've been driving manuals since I passed my driving license test, and I hope I will drive them forever. I hope they will keep doing them, and they will not become super rare. Oh, the views here are
mind-blowing. This highway, by the way, is called the Road to the Sun, and it is the most beautiful road I've ever taken. Wow. Wow. And last but not least, this car is a unicorn. What does it mean? There were only 240 of those cars produced for the Northern American market in 2008, and I'm talking about the stick, of course. People which appreciate old Subarus are psyched about them. I assume that probably 1/3 of produced vehicles of this kind is either destroyed or super rusted, so there are not that many of them driving right now in Canada and the United States. It is also a high maintenance car, as every unicorn probably is. I have to service it every 3,000 kilometers. By service I mean change the oil and do the basic checkup. It does take 5W40 fancy brand, French brand motor, brand which is not available at AutoZone and regular shops. I also have to check the oil every 2 to 3 pumps because these beasts like to drink. So every 2 or 3 pumps I need to check the oil and usually add a little bit. I do service my car in pro Subaru shops. I feel better when Subi is serviced by people which actually know its value and know how rare this vehicle is. And the last question which I often get is, did I run into any problems with this car while being on this road trip? I think this is the 44th or 45th day of my solo road trip. My meter says almost 6,500 miles since I started it, and the answer is fortunately not. I hope it stays this way. I really take all the precautions I can to make sure that the car runs great. It's funny because it became not only my way of transportation, but it also is my home, and I don't want it to break somewhere along the way. I don't want to be stranded, so I take better care of this car than I take care of myself. So no issues, but I've already had it looked at 3 times. The only problem I had was a key fob. My key fob stopped working. The car was going bananas. The car didn't want to lock itself. Then when it would lock itself, it would start screaming at me when I tried to unlock it. So that was an issue. I went to the locksmith in New Mexico, in Santa Fe, and asked him about the price for a new one, and he said $300. So I said no, thank you. I went to Subaru dealership and they said $400. So I said no, thank you again, and Unfortunately, I had a spare key fob at home, so I asked somebody to send it to me. I just reminded myself that there was one more issue. My hill assistance wouldn't let me park the car. The car would turn off, and basically that's a feature that Subaru, I think, put only in 2 years of Foresters, because it simply wasn't the best invention. So I unplugged it. The car runs like new. The car runs like a proper Subaru right now. Before disconnecting it, it would hold brakes. Even when I was driving, I could smell a burning smell. So if you have a problem like this, if you drive this car, there are not many of us, simply go and disconnect it. It's just a simple cable, and it doesn't have any influence on the safety of the car.